Hello, lucky stars. This is Galena the Mystic, your intuitive tarot reader, and in today's Timeless Pick a Card tarot reading, we are doing messages from somebody who loves you. So I do have the channeled messages today. So I have my basket of fortune cookie type messages that I created. Some of these I wrote years ago. Some of them I literally wrote tonight. So we're just going to see what comes through. I want to leave it super duper open. So if you're listening to a message and you're like, this doesn't sound like somebody who loves me, or like I'm not feeling open or receptive to this energy, please feel free to just dismiss the message and either choose another group or maybe watch a different reading on YouTube or anything else that you want to do. I'm setting intentions for unconditionally loving energies with messages that are for your highest and greatest good. So yeah, I just want to leave it open. We're going to get straight into it and just see what's coming through. And for group number 1, we have the Amethyst Spider. For group number 2, we have the Mookaite Jasper Point. And for group number 3, we have the conch shell. Okay, so take your time picking whichever reading resonates with you. Like I said, you can watch more than one. Also, if you're interested in personal private tarot readings, you can find that at my website, galenathemystic.com. All the links will be in the description. Let's go ahead and get into the first group. Okay, lucky star number 1, you chose the Amethyst Spider. So spiders could be significant for you. Amethyst is a very intuitive, spiritual stone. That could be why you were drawn to it. But let's go ahead and start with your oracles that I pre-shuffled. So the first card we have is number 38, Dark Matter Mystery. The next card is Heart of the Matter, Align Life's Pathways Through the Heart. We also have Descendant, Invitation. And we also have Enter the Jade Temple with the number 11. Beautiful. Okay, so we are going to get into a little bit of who this is with the tarot, but I kind of want to start with the message first, and then if you're listening and you're like, yeah, I needed to hear this, then we can dive deeper and you'll kind of know this is your reading. But oh, interesting, we have the word matter twice here. I feel like you are going through a moment where your senses are heightening in a lot of ways. You're becoming a lot more comfortable with cocooning. And that's interesting. We do have butterflies as well. And then Enter the Jade Temple is a card of healing. So it could be that you're going through almost a darker period, but at the same time, it seems like you know that this is for a deeper reason. This person who's coming through, this spirit guide is what I really feel called to say, so I feel like I should just trust myself in saying that. This spirit guide really wants you to know that like this darker period is for a reason. Like you are absolutely cocooning. You're learning a lot about yourself through this period of not being able to see like what is really going on, if that makes sense. So I want to get a little bit more. I'm going to roll the dice here. What does this have to do with? So we have number 2. We also have the number 80 and the number 20 here. So a lot going on with the Scorpio-Taurus axis. So this could also be a lost loved one who's moved on. Again, we'll get more specific about that in just a second here. For some of you, you're going through a really profound career shift where you're feeling like you need to reflect really deeply about how you make money, how you put food on the table, what you do day to day, how your needs get met. Like, you're really questioning that sort of thing, but it feels right. Like, it feels like it's time. Maybe you've been in one industry for quite a while, or you were, I heard the word disillusioned. So it's almost like you went down a certain path and it didn't really align, or it served for a time and now it doesn't. And this could be, if this is someone who's moved on, then this would be something that you did while they were part of your life. And maybe in their passing or in your processing of this grief, you're realizing that it's almost like you have permission. Yeah, you have permission to move on, is like what I'm hearing. So I know that can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. Oh wow, and now my heart is feeling really heavy. So for some of you, this is someone that you lost, and like, if that is the case, this is someone who's working really, really closely with your spirit guides to help you process your grief. And what I'm also getting is, like, if this is your group, it's almost like you worked really hard for this person or with this person in mind, or while you were working really hard, you always had their support. There's also, I'm getting a message here, you have permission to change. You have permission to change. So for someone here, it's almost like in your grieving, part of the process of you, I want to say, functioning and adjusting to the transformation, is you giving yourself permission to be different. It's almost like you could just be keeping yourself in your comfort zone. That kind of makes a lot of sense with the second house Taurus, but beyond just processing your relationship with this person, it's almost like you don't want to change your career, or you don't want to change your lifestyle, because that would almost be like accepting what has happened here. Wow. Yeah, I'm very much feeling like this was a physical death that was close to you. With this Enter the Jade Temple, you could be holding on to a lot of pain over how this person passed, or a lot of pain over what you wish you could have done differently. Like, I am getting the energy of someone who wishes they had like worked harder for somebody, or wishes that they had like gotten it together, is the phrase that's coming through. So that's interesting. But you know, this card from the Kuan Yin Oracle, Enter the Jade Temple, is about almost operating with the knowing that the problems have solved themselves, if that makes sense. So this person is definitely at peace with those things. There's a lot of forgiveness, and this person like wants you to forgive yourself more than anything. Some of the burden you're carrying about this person's passing, like I'm seeing that, because like even this, it kind of looks like someone sitting on the edge of the bed, and then like an angel visiting them, right? So like, if you're worried about them being in pain or something like that, like they really want you to know that there's relief now, and that like you don't have to almost, I'm hearing punish yourself. So like someone has punished themselves, at least mentally, for what they wish they could have done for somebody, or how they wish they had handled a situation. And I really want to say, like, you've been so forgiven, and it's time to forgive yourself as well. It also seems like there could have been situations in this person's ending. I'm just gonna stick to this being about somebody who's passed over, because that's what's coming through the strongest. They want you to know that they know that like you didn't know better, or that you couldn't have, it's almost like it happened the way that it needed to, and I'm sorry that that was hard for you. It was like the way that this is coming through. Wow, okay. A lot here coming through about their like actual physical body and like the actual process of them passing. So sorry if I'm like stuttering. It's a little hard to channel because I'm also feeling that energy. And they really want you to know, like, they had a lot of support, like crossing over and like transitioning, and like they are comfortable with the transition, like especially with the fact that the butterflies came through. You know, butterflies are a symbol of inevitable change and transformation, of course. But I'm really getting that it could have been it's a transition into something greater. And it's interesting because I almost thought this person was a spirit guide in the beginning. So I do think that this person has transformed into a very powerful energy being. And yeah, I want to get just details about like who this actually is to you. So who is this actually? Especially with this descendant invitation, they've definitely taken on a new form, and like they weren't alone, and they aren't alone. Like they still aren't alone in this process. So yeah. Okay, who is this to my lucky star number 1? Who is this to lucky star number 1? Enter the Jade Temple. Yeah, I'm hearing perfect peace as well. Perfect peace. They definitely want you to have more peace in your heart over like your separation here and over the transition that they've undergone. Okay. This person has also definitely alchemized a lot of regrets. Especially when it comes to over like what they left you. For some of you, I'm also hearing left you to deal with. So yeah. Because it's almost like they could see you not knowing how to handle a situation, or like not knowing what to do with certain things, or not knowing, yeah, just like not knowing what to do in the wake of their loss. Okay, let's see. Who is this to you? So we have the 7 of Wands reversed and the Ace of Pentacles. Who is this to you? This is someone who like definitely had a very special role in your life for sure. Definitely had a very special role in your life. Okay, can we clarify this, please, Spirit? Who is this to you? Justice. So this could have been your partner. Maybe for some of you, a life partner. You definitely could have been married because of this justice being like a legal contract. Or you could have been in a soul contract. Like it's definitely giving something romantic, or it would be legally binding. So like you would be related to this person on paper somehow. I guess you could be parents, but I'm seeing for most of you, you'd be equals. Like you would be on an equal playing field of some kind. If not, you would be the adult child of this, and this would be like your parent. Okay, can we clarify this more, please, Spirit? We have the Hermit. So this could have been someone who was introverted for sure. They could also see you maybe becoming more introverted in this process. Okay. But this definitely goes to that fact that like this was someone who really stood out to you, really played a special role. I would say you were soulmates of some kind with this person. And with this Hermit, they have an inner light and an inner wisdom that really shines like in any room that they're in. With this turtle, you know, Hermit energy, they might not be extroverted, so to say. Like they could be a very laid back person. Maybe even like you could describe them as bookish, or like a wallflower or something like that. But this is someone who was very, very intelligent for sure with this justice energy, and also somebody who was fair, compassionate, kind, somebody who would always leave the light on for you. Like, sorry, I'm getting like quite emotional. But it's interesting because you feel like you're in the darkness now, And with this dark matter card, you're actually being held in like a healing cocoon to like process all of these things. And then it's interesting because it's almost like they had the light, like you feel like they took their light away. I think even this person's attention or their presence, or just like knowing that they would always kind of be there, was very healing for you. And it's like they could always, with this justice energy, meet you where you were at, even if you were different with this like black and white, you know, they could always meet you where you were at. And I think this person was great at giving advice and still is, definitely, especially through maybe readings like these. They can visit you a lot. But yeah, can we clarify specifically this Ace of Pentacles reverse and Seven of Wands reverse? There could be something about like chaos in the home. Like these reversals are kind of giving like past energy. So with this Ace of Pentacles, maybe in the home, there could have been like fighting or tension or something like that, but like they were always calm and fair, or they at least wish that they could have been more calm and fair for you. But I do feel like this is their presence in their life, in your life, and definitely this is the energy they're in now, like very centered, very in tune with the all, is like the way that I want to say this. Okay, can we clarify this Ace of Pentacles and Seven of Wands reverse further, please? And I can tell that this is past energy, so let's talk about this. I kind of want to address something here. The Wheel of Fortune reverse. So yeah, there could have been like an instability or just like misfortune, you know? The Wheel of Fortune reverse can be a card of, you know, what's considered bad luck. I do feel like something about this situation felt like completely out of your control. It could have been also quite unexpected. But a lot of this is them wanting you to know that like they are still very much with you and they are still this presence in your life. And maybe at times, because, you know, we talked about the Scorpio and Taurus axis in the beginning of this, and Taurus is like the material, whereas Scorpio is the intangible or the unseen. So it could be that kind of transition where like this person was physically in your life and now they're physically, you know, no longer on earth, and that can just be very confusing. And they just want to remind you that like they very much are still with you and like in your heart, you know, like you carry this person everywhere you go. I feel like this person could have shared wisdoms with you, or just like higher truths, life lessons with you that you still remember. And so with the Hermit card, it's almost like I am with you, like I'm in you, like I'm in, when you stop and reflect, it's almost like we can't be separate, you know? That's so beautiful. Okay, let's get one more, please, Spirit, and we'll take the top and bottom of the deck as well. We have the Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Swords reverse. They definitely see your mind get the best of you, and yeah, the Sun reverse too. Let me catch my breath 1 second. Okay, so they can definitely see when your mind deceives you. They could also see you have like a habit of self-sabotage, or hopefully not, but like maybe self-harm. With this Sun reverse here, there's like this difficulty in like seeing the light without them in your life. And that makes so much sense because this person was almost like a torch bearer in your life, and without seeing them holding the torch, it's almost like you don't know that you're carrying it. And the Sun is one of my favorite cards because it also represents like not only the source of life here on earth, but also the source of our own vitality and consciousness and awareness. And so I really do think that this card represents like God. And so with this reversal, I feel like you might struggle with God consciousness, or struggle to really tap into a more conscious perspective. And I think it could be because you have a hard time wrapping your mind around your separation with this person. And so they really want you to understand that like they are still in some ways on earth with you, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. This card is about grounding and patience and organic growth and connecting to the material and kind of like letting things develop naturally. And it could be that you are so in your head at times, which is so understandable, but it could be almost like you're so in your head that you're not seeing the light around you. And that's not a criticism at all. It's almost like them saying, like, look for me, like, look for me, like, there are clues of me everywhere around you. And you also deserve to, like, live more in the present as opposed to the past. And it's interesting because Scorpio can kind of struggle with that. And so there's definitely this message to, like, get grounded and find comfort in me being there with you, you know? And you'll see more of that the more conscious you are. Like, the physical is really not all that there is on earth at all. Like, like, the material really is an illusion, and there's so much more than what we can see with our physical eyes and, like, see with our senses. But there are signs, you know? There are signs. And so this person's definitely saying, like, look for the synchronicities and don't forget to be in the magic of every moment, because I'm there with you 100%. Okay. So, wow. I am a little flabbergasted by the way these messages came out, but let's go ahead and end with some of these, and then we'll get channeled messages as well. So let's get some affirmations for you. We have builder. Your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Wow. So I definitely think that if you have been, you know, trying to grow, trying to keep going, this person definitely respects, appreciates, and admires your progress. They are definitely encouraging you every single step of the way. And that's that Seven of Pentacles energy too. Mad progress. This person's very, very proud of you. Even if you feel like you're not doing as well as you could be doing, like, this person's definitely very, very proud of you. Okay, let's see what else we have within the next few months. Okay, so within the next few months, you could be seeing a sign, a really significant sign. This person could definitely be bringing a lot of blessings into your life, for sure. It's almost like you might worry that if you don't dwell on this person on a subconscious level, like, if I don't dwell on this person, then I'm gonna lose them, because it's almost like that's all I have left of them. But that's absolutely not true, because you're still gonna be making new memories with this person. Like, I definitely see you, like, achieving something. I'm seeing somebody win an award, so that's quite, you know, literal. It doesn't have to be that literal, but I'm just seeing in my mind's eye somebody being handed a big trophy, and it's like you also receiving, and I'm seeing butterflies again, so, like, that could be a significant sign. But it's like I'm also, I'm seeing, like, the butterflies surrounding you as you receive this trophy. So it's like, let's win together is, like, the way that this is coming through. That's so sweet. Okay. All right. Now this one says, wow. Okay, guys, this says, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. So yeah, I think you might be going through a dark night of the soul, because a lot of what you were working towards, like, you maybe had this person in mind when you were, like, making those plans, or maybe they were just, like, a core part of your what you felt to be your team. But look at this, guys. On top of the deck, soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Like, you are not alone. This person is never without you. And they're like, it's almost like, yeah, I can help you in a different way now, you know. Bottom of the deck, get grounded. Shut up, guys. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Amen. Like, thank you, Spirit, for that beautiful confirmation, because that's literally exactly what I was saying. Now we're gonna end just with some channeled messages. Now these can be, like, from literally anybody, but I just kind of wanted to, like, use these for some extra confirmations. Okay, so we got 4 of them. This says, choose to rest, or we will work with the cosmos to make you. So yeah, this is definitely a sign to take good care of yourself and don't run yourself ragged. It could be that you have really bad insomnia. I know grief can cause insomnia, so you know, there could be something that you could do with your bedtime routine. Also, it could help to journal to this person, write letters to this person, or also invite them to speak to you through your dreams. Me personally, you know, this reading actually reminds me a lot of my father, and before I go to bed, I invite him to talk to me in my dreams, and it makes me more excited to go to sleep, like, especially on nights when I'm really missing him. So that's just some advice from yours truly. Okay. And this says, we can recover from this. Wow, that's beautiful. We can recover from this. So I feel like this is twofold. Like there's a lot of forgiveness in your relationship, at least on their end. And if you are struggling with anything, especially with this builder, Seven of Pentacles energy, like this person is like, hey, if you start to recognize that I'm still on your side, we can be such a powerful team. And if you're worried about finances, especially, like this person could definitely help you in that arena. Okay. Then this says, with love, look in the mirror before pointing a finger. So yeah, this person could be helping you with like your conflicts with others and encouraging you to definitely look within, especially if you could be really angry at other people for like how maybe they impacted this situation. Or you could just be angry in general. You know, grief can make you really, really angry. And so they're saying, with love, look in the mirror. Like with love, look in the mirror, and definitely see yourself with more love, because there's so many beautiful, positive answers and solutions within you. And it could be really easy to like blame yourself or blame the universe. You might be really angry at like the universe for, you know, separating you from this person or making things so difficult or painful. And this person is definitely encouraging you to look in the mirror and understand how the love is still there. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Last one. This says, please be patient with me. Wow. And the Seven of Pentacles is also about patience too. So maybe you have prayed to this person for signs and you felt like they didn't show up, or like this person could still be like learning how to move energies on earth. Or you could be like waiting for certain blessings in your life, or waiting for certain issues in your life to be solved. I'm really getting a lot about finances, but it doesn't have to just be that. So this person is saying like, please be patient with me. Like I'm working on it. I'm here with you. Trust me. Like we're in this together. Okay. So my loves, I'm going to leave your message here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you a big, big energy hug. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you see me in your future, and definitely check out GalenaTheMystic.com for all of my services. All the links are in the description. But again, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye! Hello, hello, lucky star number 2. Thank you so much for being here. You chose the Mookai Jasper, so let's go ahead and get into your message from someone who loves you. So let's get into your oracle cards and then we'll get into dice. So your first card is Rain, Fecundity with the number 35. Hopefully I'm saying fecundity, I don't know. Rain. Okay. We also have Free Will, Get Out of Your Cocoon. That's interesting. If you came from the last reading, you would know. That's kind of interesting. But okay, Free Will. A lot of green energy. Then we have North Node, Future, number 34. So we have number 34 and number 35. I'm gonna put them in order just because. And then we also have Daughter of the Phoenix, number 6. Ooh, okay. And I just heard comeback, like a comeback era. So I love that. It does look like you are entering a very positive, prosperous time in your life, and it also seems like your energy is returning. North Node is all about our destiny and like our greater life purpose. So this is someone who has a sort of influence over that. I'm definitely seeing this as a spirit guide energy, something like higher vibrational and celestial. So yeah, this is definitely someone who is like a spirit guide or like an angel on your team. And this is somebody who's definitely seen you through hardship. This is somebody who's definitely been with you since birth. And this is definitely somebody who is responsible for making sure that you get through the tougher lessons of life. This person also, I don't know why I'm hearing like surprises. So this person creates surprises and unexpected events that will force you to change your habits or change your routine, especially with the North Node being here. It is giving like Aquarius energy, so that's interesting. But more so, I was looking at get out of your cocoon. So like if you get stuck in a rut or something like that, this is going to be the guide that creates an unexpected blessing or like a spike of inspiration to help you switch things up. But yeah, with this North Node energy, you know, North Node is all about what we're growing into, whereas like the South Node is our comfort zone and where we come from and sort of like the things we're naturally good at. North Node is the things that we're like destined to become good at, or the things we're destined to step into, as opposed to the things that we're just like naturally gifted in. So this person definitely helps you face challenges, and also might create surprises sometimes that are blessings in disguise. Like you've definitely cursed, I don't know why this is coming through, but you've definitely cursed this spirit guide out before. I don't know if you know who they are, but like there's definitely been times when you were like, ugh, like the universe, like curse you universe, like why did I have to go through this? But you always get over it is what I'm hearing, and later you always gain the clarity and the hindsight to recognize that it was all for a reason, you know. But this person definitely or this spirit guide definitely triggers those unexpected moments. And it's interesting too because, you know, you have rain, and sometimes rain is seen as a drag, and it's like, don't rain on my parade, and that kind of thing. And then in this card, the rain is all about the nurturance and the clarity and the way that it helps everything else bloom. Okay, so we have the number 4. We also have the number 3. So we have Cancer and Gemini coming through. We also have 00. Very, very angelic energy. Seeing zeros could definitely be a sign of this person. I am very much getting Archangel Michael, so that's specific for somebody, but it doesn't have to be. I'm just getting that it's like, I just heard Metatron super loud though. And I think that would make a lot of sense too with like the disruptions that this energy can cause. But okay, with this Daughter of the Phoenix, this person has definitely helped you rise and rise and rise again. You're stepping into a new era of strength, and this guide has been very, very integral in that process. And you're becoming brighter as well, is what I want to say. Okay. Free will. There's also something about you being able to trust yourself more. There are times when you've been going after things that your ego wanted, or you were going after things in ways that were ineffective. And this guide definitely showed you where you were wasting your time, and prevented you from going even deeper down a path that ultimately would have been less satisfying to you. Yeah, this energy is very, very unconditionally loving, but also funny too, which is, I do definitely think that's a lot of like Archangel Michael coming through. Okay, so Daughter of the Phoenix. Okay, what messages do you have for lucky star number 2? What messages do you have for lucky star number 2? I definitely think this guide would talk to you in like a sarcastic way. This person, or I keep saying this person, but I feel like this guide takes on person forms almost. Like they could appear in your dreams as a person, or you might find in your dreams that like someone silly is talking to you. I do think that this guide will talk a lot of nonsense to you just to kind of challenge your brain, and also just to like mess with you. Like I feel like this guy definitely is like a positive force in your life, but they also know you're really smart, so they will test you, and they also will like put on different costumes, so to say, or like come to you in the form of different avatars just to help you understand them more, and also so that you're like more receptive and less receptive to their energy at certain times, if that makes sense. I definitely think that this is the type of guide that will just like put on a movie for you, or like give you a riddle just to see what you do. There is that like experimenter kind of energy too, which brings me back to the Aquarius message. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups coming through. So yeah, this is a very, very loving energy, but they do come across as like juvenile in their energy. But that's definitely like an avatar. Like they're not actually like I would say this isn't like a child, if that makes sense. Okay. They could take on the form of like a cherub if you've seen signs of cherubs before. Okay. We have the King of Wands in reverse. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This one did come out reverse too, so I'm gonna take these together. What messages do you have? Oh, this person's definitely helped you wisen up to, or wisen up, you guys know what I mean, to people with false promises, people with big egos as well. They've shown you where you were maybe aligning with that energy and helped you get out of that for sure. If you've dated like a very toxic person or like a narcissist or something like that, you know, I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but you would know if that's your story. This person has definitely helped you mature emotionally so that you aren't as taken aback or surprised by that sort of thing. Seven of Swords, yeah. So this person, like I said, they can be kind of deceptive, but only to help you understand where energies are truly malicious in your life, and also to help you like lighten up, because it could be that you've taken yourself too seriously or you've taken other people too seriously where you shouldn't have. And so this guide is really good at helping you grow in your discernment for that kind of thing, and also grow in your discernment when it comes to your understanding of self and what you're truly capable of. I do think that this guide thinks that you deceive yourself a lot. It could be because you have a really strong mind. Like the King of Wands reverse can be very stubborn as well. So like it could be that you have a really strong mind, and so it's almost like a challenge to convince you otherwise. I'm hearing other guides have tried, or other ancestors have tried, so that's interesting. But I feel like this guide kind of knows how to get to you in unexpected ways. So yeah. You're also smarter than you think is like what I'm hearing. And you've proven yourself to be smarter to yourself as well. Okay. So we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's almost like you can be very stubborn and you can like hold on to things when maybe they aren't serving necessarily. But it's interesting because it's not that you're being reckless or anything. With the Seven of Swords, you can be quite strategic. And you're so smart that you can like talk yourself into things or explain things away in ways that are convenient for you. And so this guide honestly like finds it endearing and kind of knows how to almost give you what you want in a way that will still teach you the lesson. And then you might find that you have to start over from that point. It's almost like a be careful what you wish for energy. I definitely think that this guide has like, yeah, fulfilled your wishes just so you could learn that it wouldn't serve you, your higher self on a greater soulful level. Okay. Nine of Cups reverse. Yeah, exactly. Like Nine of Cups is the card of kind of getting what we want and then not wanting it, or not recognizing when our personal will shouldn't be fulfilled. And then we have the Magician in reverse. Exactly. So you actually are very, very close with this guide. I don't know if you know this, and the Magician is more like Gemini and Sagittarius energy too, which totally fits the energy. But I feel like this person has definitely blocked your own manifestations for your good. Like I definitely think they also control the timing of things in a lot of cases, or work with other guides to control the timing of things in your life. And so with this Four of Pentacles, it could be because you have like this desire to like control things, especially with the Magician reverse. You are actually very, very powerful. I think you're a very powerful manifester. And so it's almost like this guide has been watching you to almost temper your own power. And sometimes you deceive yourself because you just don't even know how powerful you are. You don't know how special you are. You don't know how like rare you are. So it's almost like you would be willing to settle for things, and you would be doing yourself a disservice by getting the thing you're so adamant about. I definitely think this person finds your, or this guide, I mean, if I say this person, I'm sorry, no disrespect, it's just like a habit, because I usually do like love readings and things like that. But like, this guy definitely finds your adamance, your impatience, especially very endearing. And it's also because they know exactly like how to help you in times like that. You've definitely been frustrated with them though. And they're like, well, I hate to be the bad guy. That makes sense with the Seven of Swords too. I hate to be the bad guy, but actually I'm your saving grace, really. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get some affirmations, and then we're going to get some, what's it called? Channel messages, fortune cookies. But with this Gemini and Cancer card, I definitely think beautiful things are happening in your life for sure. It's just been trial and error. We have sensitivity. This says you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So I do think also your intuition is heightening very massively. I also think you're becoming more discerning and more particular about what you need in your life. This guide will also slow you down when you're just like doing way too much, honestly. Okay. Yeah, you're becoming more sensitive and you need to make changes accordingly. It's interesting that that particular phrasing comes through when this is the guide that specifically forces you to make changes. So yeah, I do think that they are going to be urging you to cut out some bad habits, especially in the new year. If you're, wow, let go, especially if you are watching this at the time of the new year. But these are timeless. Okay, let go. I mean, come on. With the Four of Pentacles, it's like you're holding on. You're trying to force like the timing of situations, or you don't want to let things go. I definitely think you could convince yourself that certain things are for you when you're meant for far greater, honey. Okay. Let's see. Let's get one more, and we'll take the top and bottom as well. One more, please. One more, please, Spirit. Thank you so much for loving and being here. Okay, wow. We have Builder, and that card did also come out in another group, but this says your inability, or your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. And yeah, I definitely think you're achievement oriented. You definitely have like a greater vision. And I think sometimes you receive the download of like what is meant to be in your life, and then you could try to plug certain like people or situations or earthly like circumstances in, and then you could maybe get frustrated when things don't go to plan, or when like the final result of your manifestation just like isn't looking like what you want. I think this person does not, or this guy does not want you to push a round peg into a square hole, so to say. You're gonna get there like when you get there. And with the Seven of Swords, don't try to rush the process, okay? Soul family. So yeah, this person's, or this guy is definitely part of your soul family. It says call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And I'm getting this in a totally different sense than the last reading, but it's like you don't have to do it alone. You don't have to make all these decisions alone. I do think you could be like overly in that masculine energy at times, regardless of your gender, where you're like trying to force your will on things, or trying to build, or trying to create things. And I think you would really do yourself a favor if you let spirit guides, and especially this spirit, take the reins more often, you know? Bottom of the deck, practice. Polish your skills by practicing regularly. So yeah, and I do think that you're, this could be about like a practical skill, but I do think that you're going to be in the practice of kind of releasing control more and tapping more into the subtle realms with this sensitivity card, as opposed to trying to like rush the process or rely on your conscious like faculties and what you know to be true in the material in order to create things. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some fortune cookie messages, my DIY little channel messages, and see what does Lucky Star 2 need to hear. Okay, that was a lot, but we're gonna take all of them. So one fell way back here. And these can be kind of like for anybody. Oh, wow. Okay, so you got the chill pill prescription, which makes perfect sense. And this is directly from the universe MD, okay? So enough said. And then it says, it stresses me out when you undermine yourself. Yeah, this is like from multiple guides, I would say, is that like it's hard for them. Well, it's not hard for them, but it worries them and concerns them when you undermine yourself by maybe taking things that are kind of beneath you. Like, especially if you have settled for situationships, or like really immature energies in your life or something like that. You might not always see how you're undermining yourself by doing that. And then this says relocation. So relocation could be significant. Maybe you recently relocated. They're definitely with you on that in that case, or maybe you'll be relocating in the future. And then this says you don't have all the details yet. Wait with open ears and eyes. Is that not so fitting for what I was saying? You don't have all the details yet. Wait with open ears and eyes. So yeah, you're definitely learning patience. And this guide is a big part of your karma surrounding that, like when you make decisions, okay? So this says take a chance. And this, I wrote a music note because it's like the song Take a Chance by ABBA. So that song could have significant messages for you. But I almost feel like you feel it would be a risk, or you'd be taking a chance by leaving things in the hands of the universe sometimes. And Spirit's really saying, like, take a chance on me, you know? Trust me that I know your heart. Trust me that we know what is in your best interest, okay? And then work wife / husband, okay? So side note, someone could be merging with their work wife or husband, or working really well with their wife or husband. You're so much stronger than you feel right now. Wow, I love that. You're so much stronger than you feel right now. So maybe you needed to hear that as well. Also, side note, if you're partnered and your partner is like looking for a job right now, this is a very positive thing, especially if relocation has to do with that, okay? So my loves, I'm going to go ahead and leave your messages here. Remember, take what resonates, leave the rest for somebody else. I love you. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you see me in your future. Don't forget to hype the button in the comments, a little shooting star. Visit GalenaTheMystic.com if you're interested in any of my private tarot services, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye! Hello, lucky star number 3. You chose the conch shell. A lot of pretty interesting details in this conch shell. But okay, let's go ahead and get into your cards. Then we're going to get into dice. Then we're going to do tarot. Then we're going to do affirmation oracles. And then we're going to do channeled messages. So let's go ahead and see what this person who loves you needs to tell you, okay? Or this guide, or this ancestor, this lost loved one, okay? Because a lot of different entities have come through. But let's go ahead and just get into the message. So we have depth, lake, with the number 31. Also, sorry if you hear my chair creaking. Nothing I can do about it, but okay. This says, do not be frustrated, let go, and be peaceful. Really beautiful, like fairy type of energy. And then we also have this like castle in the background of this lake. So a lot of fairy tale kind of energy coming through. And then you also chose a shell, and then you have a water card. So interesting. Ocean. The Little Mermaid could be significant. We also do have like a redhead on this card. Oh my gosh, both of these figures actually have red hair. So this could be someone with red hair, or they could appear to you as having red hair. Sometimes our spirit guides just take on different forms so that we'll recognize them. But yeah, that definitely makes me think of like the Little Mermaid. Interesting. Okay. Then we have Sagittarius, expand. So that's a centaur. So another like fairy tale mythical creature. And then we have Princess of the Autumn. Oh my gosh, princess? Fairy tales? What is going on? Okay, so this might not be for everybody, but this literally could be like a fairy energy. You might work with fae, or that could just be specific to you, like you work with fairies, and then this energy is coming through. Okay, one second, let me tap it. Okay, this is fascinating. So this would be an energy that is not an angel or a spirit guide, but something closer to the earth. So yeah, like fairy could be significant for sure. I could definitely see that being a fairy for a lot of you, but also some kind of entity that's really connected to trees. I could also see this being a feminine energy who was related to you, but it would be ancestral in that case. And this would be someone who has like a really deep connection to the ocean and the forest, like a really like whimsical energy as well, especially with Sagittarius. The energy that comes through, if I say this, the person, just know I mean like the entity, the entity that loves you unconditionally, okay? But it's a force of habit. So they definitely have a whimsical spirit to them. They inspire your creativity for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they pop up a lot in your dreams. And this is a very fun energy, a very fun, playful energy. They help you soar to new heights. They help you imagine different worlds. They make your life more colorful. They definitely orchestrate a lot of like little winks from the universe that you get. And if you have a strong connection to your inner child, this guide, this energy definitely has a lot to do with that. Like they keep things fun. They remind you of your childhood often. So if you ever unlock a core childhood memory, this person or this energy is creating those winks, okay? If you're a writer or like the author of a children's story or an illustrator, something like that, then this energy works really, really closely to you. I really don't think this is a human. If this sounds like a human that you know, that's freaking awesome. Then they definitely love you because they came through in this reading. But, yeah, okay. So what do they want to say to you? If you're I'm getting heavily like something creative here. If you're working on a project, please don't worry about the outcome so much. If you're dealing with some kind of like blockage here, it really is all for the best. It could be that your story needs a new angle long term, or you could have a really powerful epiphany during this process that just makes you a lot happier with the final result. You could be creating something that's really from like the depths of your heart. And I'm going to say this guide, okay? I'm going to stick to saying this guide because even if they're not a spirit guide, so to say, even if it's a fairy or like the energy of a tree or something, like the trees can guide us, okay? There's still a guide in that sense, even if they're not like one of your assigned spirit guides that you were given at birth or something like that, okay? Or even before birth. Anyways, let's not get too esoteric because I don't want to get bogged down by like the logistics of this, but basically this guide is always here to help you remember your higher purpose and tap into your mission when you're being creative. They're also here to help enrich your life with new experiences and kind of remind you what it's all about. Okay, let's roll some dice and see. How about squeaking bigger? You put your heart into everything you do, and this guide definitely influences that. They definitely know how to influence your emotions in order to inspire you and help you make really moving work. I definitely think they create moving experiences for you, experiences that you later write about or create in order to process. Okay, so we have the number 2. Okay. Sorry. We're actually going to re-roll because I never really dropped the dice like that. So we're going to re-roll the number 1. I like that. So that's Aries energy, and that is like the facilitation of a deeper relationship with yourself. And Aries is the child of the zodiac, okay? So then we have number 50. So yeah, a lot of fire sign energy coming through. You could be like halfway done with a project. Something like that. The next 50 days could hold something really significant for whatever it is you're working on. And then we have the number 9, which is also Sagittarius. So double Sagittarius message. Yeah. This guide also definitely looks out for you when you travel. You could have a really lucky energy to you where you just like end up in really beautiful spaces or having really powerful experiences that are really just feels really auspicious and aligned. This guide definitely has a lot to do with that. Okay, let's get into the tarot and see what else you need to know. What else you need to know from this guide that loves you unconditionally. This person could wear really long robes. Also, the color teal could be a significant sign of them because, like, in both of these cards, they're wearing long robes that are teal and pink. This energy is making me think of Archangel Jophiel as well. And Jophiel is one of my main guides, but she's definitely just here with us. It doesn't have to be from her unless you claim that energy. She's definitely available to you if you'd like to also work with her. She's the Archangel of Beauty, and she also helps you see beautiful things. So that would make sense with the messages that came through already. But yeah, she's definitely supporting me in this reading. But I feel like some of you could already know like what guide this is, what entity this is. It could be even like Aphrodite, especially with all the seashells and things like that. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Page of Cups in reverse. Same position as the last reading. That's well. Okay. This guide has helped you ground your romantic view of the world. For sure, without losing that inner spark or without losing your passion, your interest, your excitement for life, and your belief in magic as well. Like, you still believe in magic, and this guide has made sure that you've had a balance of those experiences to help you grow through time. And then we have the Fool reverse. Yeah, it's not like you're naive, and this guide has definitely helped you grow out of naivety without losing your kind of romantic view of the world as a whole. Okay. And we have the Five of Pentacles reverse. So yeah, it's almost like they are helping you to not get lost in kind of the despair of material hardship, because life on earth can be really hard. You could have had some experiences recently that helped you, I don't know if grow up is the right word, but like maybe your eyes were opened in some way. Or it could be that something surprised you, like a bout of hardship or a material loss surprised you in some way, caught you off guard in some way, and it could have tested your belief in magic, or it could have tested your positivity in general. And that's totally understandable. Like, you don't have to, you know, be happy all the time or always be optimistic. Like, your guides are still going to help you even when you're not feeling optimistic, and there's still value in that as well. Okay, and then we have Princess of the Autumn Harvest. So if you're worried about finances, I definitely see something increasing for you or improving for you. Also, if you're investing a lot in a creative project, there does seem to be some kind of payoff here just to help you get your needs met. We did see Taurus for a second earlier too, so it just makes me think of like material comforts and that kind of thing. But okay, let's get two more from this deck. What does this guide want to say to you? King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups in reverse. And then we have Swans. Ballet could also be significant, does not have to be. The Nutcracker could be significant. Like maybe you enjoyed that or something like that. And then there's fairies in the Nutcracker as well, so interesting. Also, the movie The Black Swan could be significant. Okay, the Hierophant. The Magician, yeah. So like you remembering the magic in your life, and Seven of Swords reversed, not letting your mind, letting fear, letting doubt, or letting manipulation It could even be like greater manipulation that sometimes gets you down, like the manipulation of corporate overlords with this Hierophant here, or systems and structures that are meant to keep you in place. You know, they serve a purpose at times. It's not that like all systems and institutions are bad, but more so the aspects of life that we feel are rigid or that we feel we're stuck in. This guide definitely wants to encourage you to still believe in your magic and to remember that you bring more magic to Earth, you know, especially through your creative storytelling. And the worst thing you could do is like keep your magic to yourself. Sometimes it seems like you are looking for the magic outside of you, and there is magic all around us, but it seems like in times of despair, you might get a little disillusioned, forgetting that you are the creator. I'm seeing the author, what's his name? In Once Upon a Time. Oh, that makes so much sense with the fairy tale stuff too. The author, right? Henry, that's his name. He writes, and so scripting could definitely be really powerful for you. I mean, get out a piece of paper and a pen like right now. Like you should do this like right after you're done watching this video, because Henry can literally write exactly what he wants to happen and it plays out literally. And I feel like you could have similar abilities, but sometimes the traditions and structures of the material world make you forget yourself almost with the Seven of Swords reverse. So definitely get into scripting and don't let your mind deceive you. It could also be that you have imposter syndrome when it comes to your creativity, like you don't think your creations are good enough, or you see other people having certain levels of success or manifesting certain blessings, but then you for some reason don't think you are capable of doing that. And I mean, this guide is just like, that's so foolish. Like you are so creative. You're so creative. And it could be that with this King of Cups, you have a lot of really powerful, deep emotions that can almost swallow you at times. And oh, that makes sense with the Death card too. I love when things just like click together like that. But yeah, I feel like you could have moments where you feel like it's all clicking together, and then you could have moments where you just really get into self-doubt and wonder if you're just, you know, I don't know, gaslighting yourself. Maybe you just do something really creative for work. Like for example, me being a tarot reader, like maybe you're also a reader, or you could work with children or something like that. And then maybe when you look at larger structures and sometimes get caught up in like negative patterns that the world is playing out, you can start to wonder if it's all worth it or if what you do even matters. I'm also seeing someone paint faces like at a carnival. Maybe you could work at a carnival, or you could be a face painter or something like that, or just a painter in general, or like a makeup artist. But yeah, especially if you're an entertainer and you like bring cheer to children, like that is so special. Or if you do something with children in mind or your inner child in mind, this guy definitely is saying like it's so important for you to not lose that spark, and it's bigger than just you, you know? So get out of your head. Don't let the negative patterns that the world is playing out be an excuse for you to hide your talent. You're definitely good enough. You're definitely talented enough. You're definitely intelligent enough. Also, you have all the resources you need. Like the Magician has all 4 suits because he has the intelligence, the materials, the heart, the soul, the spiritual purpose, and the creativity, the innovation, the spark, the energy, the will to make it happen. So you literally have all those things, and it's only your mind that I think can sometimes get the best of you. And it's understandable because that also comes as, you know, a reflection of the perversions and the illusions that happen here on Earth, you know? Obviously, stuff gets distorted down here in a way that can create a lot of pain and suffering and darkness and confusion, you know? Especially if you see people struggling with like poverty and things like that. It can be hard not to adopt a scarcity mindset because unfortunately there are systems in place that really make sure that people stay impoverished and that people are still hungry. And Spirit's saying like, we understand, but please don't let that stop you from adding more magic. It's almost like the world needs you. People who are struggling can benefit so much from what you have to offer. So instead of getting in a hopeless place about it, I guess it's giving like be the change you want to see in the world type shit. But anyways, as tried as that sounds, it's like you have special gifts and creative ideas that are from the heart, that are from the soul, that are part of the solution, okay? Especially if you're a writer. I don't know, I just really want to add that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some affirmation oracle cards, and then we'll get our channeled messages. So what does Lucky Star 3 need to hear right now? Yeah, if you need help with a creative endeavor, Archangel Jophiel or Aphrodite could really definitely help you. Okay. So we have the situation will improve. Yeah. If you got caught up in money troubles or something like that, this is definitely a sign that that will improve for you. But I also think just in general, the situation on Earth can and will improve. And some people would say I'm delusional, you know? But there's a reason you have special gifts. There's a reason we're here. There's a reason why we're awakening at mass levels so that we can actually improve situations. And it's okay to wallow for a bit. Like, there's nothing wrong with just being like, look, I can't today. Like, I'm so hurting for the world, you know? Or I just don't see a solution. It's okay to surrender in those moments. But then you get back up and you do what you were born to do. Then we have forgiveness. Forgiveness, yeah. Maybe you need more forgiveness in your heart. It could also be that you're really hard on yourself for your own mistakes. And that could be used as fuel when you're dealing with imposter syndrome. Oop, sorry, that was just another tarot deck that fell off my desk. Okay. Let's get one more. Ooh, wow. Okay, improving health. Beautiful. So a lot about improvement generally. This is also a sign to take good care of yourself as much as you can. Top of the deck, happiness is my birthright. Yeah, we need your joy. We need your whimsy. Also, you could struggle with guilt over having things when other people don't have things, and I completely understand that. But you do deserve to be happy just like everybody else. So don't feel guilty for it. Use it. Use it to make the world better. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Through prayer and meditation, mindfulness, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. I'm not even going to add anything to that because that just really sums it up. This guide really wants you to remember always how effective you are. You know, there are some people who believe that things can never get better, but you don't have that luxury because you have the responsibility of your purpose. You know, you know your purpose in a sense. Let's get some channeled messages and see what does my lucky star number 3 need to hear. So hopefully these are good. Let's see. We have your interests fascinate me. Didn't I say that word, fascinating? Your interests fascinate me. I think a lot of people could find joy just from hearing you talk about the things you're passionate about and your hobbies. Okay. Then this says, have you really tried everything, even the thing you brushed off? Okay. So when I wrote this, the intention is like, it could be that someone suggested trying something to you. Maybe, for example, you struggled with depression and you're like, oh, I've tried everything. But did you try therapy or did you brush that off? Like, don't be dismissive with certain methods of healing. Don't be dismissive with certain methods of mental health, wellness, especially with like working out. If you're like, oh, I just can't get healthy. I've tried everything. Like, have you really tried everything? Have you secretly been hoarding candy bars under your bed? I don't know. I bet someone feels called out by that. But on a more serious note, just be aware of where you might be dismissing your own progress, okay? Be discerning and we will guide you with care. So yeah, I do feel like you have grown in your discernment as well. It could also be that you are consuming media that is like of a lower vibration or something, or eating food is coming through a lot, especially with the improving health. So be aware, help your guides help you as best as they can. Then this says, zoom out and focus on your basic needs. Food, water, sleep, and a shower will provide you peace and comfort. And yeah, especially if you are a creator and you struggle with burnout, it's definitely important to just zoom out and go back to the basics and trust that your inspiration will find you again. Your motivation, your will, your strength, it will find you again. But you just might need to recharge at times. And it could be that when you feel burnt out, you start to freak out a little bit of like, who even am I? What am I supposed to be doing? Is this all fake? And it's like, no, you're just tired. Relatable. Okay, let's see. This says, not at this time, redirect your efforts, more worthwhile opportunities await. So yeah, you might find that you have to pivot a lot on this path. This is not a linear path, and it's okay. It's also okay to just put something to the side in order to see what else happens, or to see what else the universe can bring you, especially if you're not sure about a certain opportunity, or if you're not sure about a certain direction with a creative project. It is okay to take a break. And also, if you feel horrible, it's not time to force yourself to do creative work, you know? Maybe place that energy somewhere else until you feel like getting back to it, you know, if you can. All right. Then this says, I can't understand your feelings. So that's interesting. I feel like this honestly has to do with you and the rest of the world. Like, you struggle with a depth that not a lot of people can relate to, because not everyone has your same soul mission. But at the same time, like, there are actually people who can relate to it. I can definitely relate to this reading. So I feel like, you know, maybe sometimes you, as the magical being you are, you start to feel like your starlight is dimmed, and then you start searching for answers outside of yourself and outside of what you know to be true. And sometimes that's helpful, but a lot of the time it might not be. You know, maybe you have friends that are really well-meaning, but they just have more negative viewpoints, or they're bogged down by different things, and so they can't necessarily give you like the emotional support you need. I would say definitely someone here could benefit from therapy, especially with this whole, have you really tried everything? Maybe you tried therapy in the past, so now you're like, oh, therapy doesn't work for me, finding a good therapist is so hard. It can take trial and error, but there can be really helpful therapists as well. Okay, so my love, I think I'm gonna leave your message here. I love you so much. This was a really amazing energy to tap into. Please take care of yourself and be gentle with yourself. You definitely deserve it. Please keep shining, keep just blazing your starlight and doing what you were here to do, and rest. It's okay to rest on this journey. I'm sending you a big hug. Comment if this resonated with you. Comment a shooting star emoji. You guys will be the shooting star group. And yeah, like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you see me in your future, visit GalenaTheMystic.com if you're interested in a private tarot reading, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye!